Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. Today's video is going to be about Bitcoin, Cardano, XRP, TRX, crypto in China, everything. So make sure you watch this video all the way till the end so you don't miss out on any important stuff. And guys, the question of today is, have you ever thought about just selling it all? Quit crypto, sell it all, and just move over into something else. Let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on that. And also, guys, I appreciate all the support you've been given, all the likes, all the subs. I really appreciate it a ton. And I just want to say again, thank you all for pressing the like button. I appreciate it a ton. First of all, an article that has been posted multiple times on the internet but it's actually been deleted a couple of times. Because I actually had 3 articles open earlier that were talking about fractal analysis, but this is the only one that's left, so I don't know why people are deleting those. But basically, Bitcoin's March 2020 bottom holds numerous similarities to that of January 2015. If the fractal continues to hold, the Bitcoin price will soon reach a top and decrease towards $6,000. In the short term, Bitcoin is diverging from the fractal. So it's a little bit of a premium article because we're on this website and we can't get too in depth. But this is actually all that I wanted to cover from it anyway, because I personally do not like fractal analysis too much. We covered a couple of them in the last videos. A lot of the feedback was, please Dusty, don't do this in videos again because it's useless. And I listen, and if you guys are not agreeing with that anymore, make sure you let me know and I'll try to get more of that in. CME Bitcoin futures volume surged by 500% as Bitcoin signals golden cross. Bitcoin fractal signaling golden cross. So here's a quote-unquote fractal article, as it was not originally in the title. I didn't count it, and I believe that this one is still up and running. But skew.com posted on Twitter earlier today, CME Bitcoin futures volume and open interest reached a 1-month high yesterday. Around 1,500 contracts were rolled from April to May, and around 1,200 contracts remain open for expiry later today. So that is actually some big stuff going on right there. And talking about the fractal, Bitcoin fractal signaling golden cross, as leading crypto asset Bitcoin manages to break above its key resistance, reaching a benchmark price of $7,500, Bitcoin's fractal is now signaling a possible golden cross. The tremendous surge in price was said to have been caused by the buying pressure witnessed on Thursday, April 23rd. The short-term moving average has now crossed above the long-term moving average to register a bullish indicator that points out the possibility of a golden cross. Hence, Bitcoin aims to sustain a broadened bull run. 2020 will confirm Bitcoin's transition to gold, currently marking time before following the bull market, Bloomberg. The shakeout discounts along stock market solidify Bitcoin and gold foundations. CV19 distinguishes Bitcoin from the rest of cryptos, unprecedented QE to boost price, and Bitcoin transition to gold, bull from S&P bear. So that's actually a thought that's been going around a ton right now within the crypto space, that Bitcoin will have ties to gold and that Bitcoin will be more of a store of value than it is considered as right now. Well, I would say that a couple of months ago, this whole assumption was really the key, was a bottom line. Everybody thought that Bitcoin would act as a safe haven when the market would crash. However, when exactly the opposite happened and when Bitcoin was really correlated to stocks, this whole idea went astray. Now, however, since oil did a lot of crazy stuff, I've been seeing a lot of theories come back up talking about Bitcoin and gold being related still, and that the S&P is going to make such crazy moves that Bitcoin to gold ratio will still receive some crazy over the next couple of months. To quote, Bitcoin to gold ratio bottomed and commenced the bull market to the 2017 peak. Another quote, Bitcoin and gold also stand to be primary beneficiaries of the unprecedented monetary stimulus that's accomplished by a mean reverting stock market. And the last quote, Bitcoin meanwhile has returned to the prime consolidation area of 2018 at about 6K and quote, appears to be marking time before following the gold bull market. and thus we might have a little bit of a correlation to gold going on. We'll see more about that later. Flight to Bitcoin in Argentina due to debt crisis, a sign of what's to come. Data from peer-to-peer crypto exchange Local Bitcoins shows that citizens in Argentina are dumping records amount of their hard-earned pesos in exchange for the first ever crypto Bitcoin. The country's economy is crumbling under enormous inflation, and that's a little bit of a weird sentence, the government is about to default on its debt. With the rest of the world downward spiraling towards similar conditions, it is a sign of what's to come for the leading cryptocurrency by market cap, ? Well, I personally have noticed this as well. I looked at a couple of graphs earlier today, and I noticed that there's actually a huge increase in individuals buying Bitcoin. And I think a part of that is the stimulus checks that people are going to be receiving. A lot of people are still getting, I believe, income and also stimulus check. Don't quote me on that one, I don't know. But at least Coinbase, I believe, also published a chart where they said that a lot of people are putting their full stimulus check into crypto because that might be a very good way out for them, might be a good way to make some freaking money. And I definitely also believe a lot of countries which are in poorer conditions right now will have a lot of people looking for a way out and a way to better their life, like, for example, Bitcoin and, of course, other crypto. Just a cool little statistic, Amazon stock could reach $1.4 trillion, Goldman Sachs analyst says. So if you want more on this type of stuff, more the traditional finance and business, make sure you watch my second channel called Dusty Finance. I'll most likely leave a little bit of a link over the video right now if you want to check it out. But also there's a link in the description below which you can press to check out the channel. And I believe it's a very good one as there's no advertisements on there. And I just believe I post some really cool and interesting stuff. CEO of Bakkt quits position to pursue new opportunities. So if you ever wondered what happened to Bakkt, well, it was a little bit less of a success than most of us actually thought before. So, according to a new report released this week, the CEO of Bakkt, Mike Blendina, has stepped down from his position on the platform. After replacing Kelly Loeffler, Blendina served as the CEO for the digital assets platform for just 4 months. And there's a whole article here explaining everything. I personally just believe that this position is a lot less satisfying than many people thought, and that I believe it has just been a little bit of a downer in comparison to what all the expectations were. If I'm not correct, if you think I'm mistaken, make sure you put it in the comment section down below, because that's always a good thing to do. Correct me wherever I'm wrong. 3 reasons why XRP is unlikely to benefit from ongoing altcoin surge. Pretty interesting thought to make, because I personally would never state that a altcoin cannot participate in an altcoin run, right? Because that's kind of against the thing you're saying. You're saying altcoin run, but an altcoin won't follow. That's kind of stupid, right? That's kind of strange. But despite the fact that all eyes have been on Bitcoin as of late, the hype around a rally in XRP and other altcoins has grown over the past few weeks. After all, Ethereum has embarked on an extremely strong rally against Bitcoin over the past few weeks, retaking support after support level on the back of institutional buying pressure via Grayscale and positive fundamental news. Luke Martin, a prominent crypto trader featured on CNN last year, summed up the hype well by posting the 4 charts seen below, and in reference to them he wrote, quote, "Major altcoins have high correlation, with charts often looking identical. Some lead, some lag, but they trend together, forming tops and bottoms at the same time. EOS and XRP lagging behind, up only 5% from the lows." So basically, I personally, as I said before, think that this is just a little bit of an intermediary thing, and this will just happen every so often, that one of the altcoins or a couple of the altcoins will stay behind and not receive the same amount of gains. But basically what he states here is that most altcoins follow the same path, but that some altcoins will be lagging. And in this case here, he shows ADA and Ethereum following the same route, and EOS and XRP following the same route, doing worse. I personally don't think there's too much to fetch from that, rather than one coin most likely had either better fundamentals or basically a little bit of manipulation in a different sense. That's at least what I personally believe in. I don't think it has much to do with one coin not being able to follow the altcoin search at all. But yeah. Ripple loses key executive. That's one of the things we've been talking about for a little bit, as we don't really know what's been going on with some of the guys leaving. According to a report from Cointelegraph, at least we all know from his LinkedIn, Miguel Villas left, and I actually don't know if there's any official announcement from Ripple yet, but his role in generating sales of the crypto, which boosted the adoption of the asset, is now complete, which could be a very good thing, could be a very bad thing. This is the latest in a series of executive departures at the company, as Corey Johnson, Chief Marketing Strategist, and Catherine Colley, who is now CEO of Binance US, are among the other members of Ripple's top brass that have recently sought new roles. Shrinking community. Now, personally don't agree with that at all. They're again stating to the fact that Twitter users or Twitter mentions fell, and I think this is all coming as a backlash to the report of Telegram losing 60% of its numbers. Personally, don't think the community is shrinking. I believe Crypto Airy did a research on this. She asked us all what our numbers were in terms of growth over the year, and we all noticed that all numbers have grown for most people, and the community has just been increasing and increasing. XRP still has harrowing technical outlook. That's another part of it that I don't personally believe in. So basically, a lot of people have been saying, because XRP is not looking that good on the charts, it will most likely not follow the rest of the crypto or not go into a bullish run at all. And to me, that's basically BS to the finest. To quote, "This is probably one of the scariest charts I've ever seen, and I wouldn't want to be back holding this." Now, I've told you guys before very often that even though the chart might look as devastating as it can be, it doesn't mean the price won't be able to go up, and especially when we see a big altcoin happening or alt run happening due to some other coins, we'll see XRP thrive, guys. Just believe me on that one. Cardano finally launches its dataless mainnet after 18 months of work, or at least a mainnet wallet, which is of course dataless. Dataless 1.0 wallet was announced a long time ago by IOHK, which is the company behind Cardano, at least one of them. According to the blog, the development team has been planning to create a solid codebase for Daedalus since September of 2017. Quote, "Sync times are around 50 minutes up to an hour and a half. Wallet restoration is happening in 20 to 30 minutes. And to benchmark this, sync time used to be between 9 and 14 hours. And in terms of recovery time, this previously took around 14 hours. Today, it took 20 minutes. We see this as a marked improvement." IOHK plans to release the Shelly infrastructure in May, something that will allow the staking of Cardano and will allow us to make a little bit of money from holding and I guess then staking ADA. So IOHK reveals 13 vulnerabilities is also what's been quite heavy within the community right now. I've been seeing actually a lot of this stuff going around, and I think we might do another in-depth video on Cardano later today, depending on how you guys reply to this, because I still find it difficult to title these videos. I don't know if I should be calling it crypto news or, just title it something with XRP and then, have all the news in it. If I should do all separate videos, on XRP and then on Cardano and then on Bitcoin or what. And I would like to get some feedback on that as well from you guys. But as we go further a little bit, companies must not prioritize secrecy and speed to market over security because vast sums of money even lives will depend on the software we produce. Basically, one of the things they've been telling us about is that they're fixing their problems really quite steadily instead of, rushing things out, having it being full of bugs, because it can change people's lives and it can hurt people's lives if they do something wrong at that. So I definitely appreciate what they've done there. And as I've always told you guys, I believe Cardano is one of the most solid projects out there in the crypto space because they have a different style of doing things. And I really appreciate that. Charles Hoskinson, Cardano gets good signal for future with 6 upgrades. May 2020 would be great for Cardano by Charles Hoskinson. In a fresh report on the launch of Daedalus 1.0.0, said since the launch of Byron Reboot 25 days ago, 6 upgrades have been released. The CEO said the 6th upgrade indicates a great signal for the future of Cardano. May 2020 will be very, very great. And again, we'll see a lot of things roll in here. And is Cardano really going to be the Ethereum killer? Well, we'll see as as time passes. I mean, what's called May is going to be next month, so we're really close. Charles Hoskinson explains how Cardano could get $1 trillion market cap. Again, Charles Hoskinson has said this before, maybe 2 years ago already, that Cardano will most likely be the first coin to get to $1 trillion. And I still find it interesting how he's never changed his mind. He still believes it's going to be $1 trillion currency, and he's still adamant to explain to us why that is so. Well, basically, one of the things he's often said before is that they have everything that a good crypto should have, and they're better than literally all of them. So why not, right? That's at least what I fetch from him. They believe to be Ethereum, but then better, which to a lot of points can really be confirmed. I mean, all Ethereum's features can be done better, which Cardano is doing. They're doing a better staking, they're doing a better wallet system, and hopefully a better platform system, which I'm thinking they will be doing. They're having a new way, I guess, to really get true decentralization going, which is going to be quite interesting as well. And if you put all those perspectives or all those different points together, you have a very, very powerful crypto in your hands, which is definitely true in my opinion. Getting $1 trillion market cap. So let's quickly zoom in a little bit. Hoskinson believes it is just a matter of time before the crypto industry will grow from billions to trillions. One key driver of this growth is demographics. And one of the things he said before is that it will most likely take 10 to 11 years, which he said a year or so ago, before we will ever get a 2017-ish bull run back, because there's a lot that needs to happen to crypto. Like, for example, if your grandma holds a lot of crypto and she all of a sudden passes away, how are you going to get those? Because she was the only person with the private key, right? Quote, first key point here is that everybody under the age of 35, if you take a cross-section of them, statistically speaking from McKinsey and these other people, are more likely to own a crypto than own a bond, a stock, or gold. So investor interest in this asset class is biased towards the young, and as the young get older, they get richer. Furthermore, Hoskinson expects governments to start adopting blockchain technology and at the same time provide clearer regulation. Again, to quote, eventually states will run their voting systems, eventually states where their property registrations, all these things. So the fact that those systems exist, of course, Cardano also has a good system for that, and they're doing all these things creates more inflow of value. And third, the regulations are getting set that institutional investors can finally put money into our industry, which brings billions of dollars of new investments, which is why the crypto market will go from billions to trillions rather soon. Again, this is just what I think we read this before, so I can close that one. Justin Sun, Tron and Poloniex working on 3 new revolutionary projects. Justin Sun's Poloniex launches BFOL and IBFOL. Justin Sun. As listed by Justin Sun, the projects include TRX as a discount token for trading fees, TRX staking receives rewards from trading competition/activities, and TRX as a bonus on the referral incentive program. So basically, it's just not a big project. It's just a action. It's just like an action to make people buy some Tron to use for discounts, right? It's not even a project out there at all. I believe it's just kind of a discount system. I don't know, action. I don't know how you would call that in the best way. Like how the store always sends you, a couple of things that are in discount. Like that's kind of what they're doing here. They're just advertising themselves with a couple of discounts and a couple of rewards, which are pretty interesting in my opinion. And Poloniex, a crypto exchange that Justin Sun has a significant investment in, has also declared that it is happy to release 2 new tokens, BVOL and IBFOL today. As explained by the exchange, the FTX volatility tokens... The tokens as explained in a release by the exchange are FTX volatility tokens, and they would be made available to customers on the exchange today. The tokens are a brand new form of ERC20 tokens issued together with FTX, which to me is quite interesting because I thought it would be a TRC10 coin or tokens because, Poloniex is partially owned by Tron, but they're ERC20, right? So I don't really get that too much. I don't get why they would promote that either. Like you're using the competition, or maybe I've misread it and misjudged it, which could be the case. Bitcoin price prediction was $7,800 last resistance before the dump. Did yesterday's growth from Bitcoin cause a short-term bull run? Well, there's actually no conclusion here, as we don't really know exactly whether that holds or not, but there's a good little theory, and there's a couple of thoughts that are definitely quite interesting to grasp. So, I personally am not that much of a believer of a huge run because of the halving. I actually think the halving does not have that much to do with it, because the halving is such a known event that people will anticipate so far up front that it cannot cause any huge surge in price or anything like that. However, I do believe some people are very, very irrational, and something might still happen to the price any of these days. However, I don't think it will be correlated to the halving coming up. Now, the conclusion here is actually kind of vague, as there's, as always, never a good conclusion. But, if you really are interested a little bit more into a potential Bitcoin scenario, I suggest just quickly pausing it and reading through. But I personally don't think it's worth your time, as it's a scenario that anybody could sketch, and the chance of that working out is just ridiculously small, which is why I don't like to spend time with that. Another article exactly talking about the same stuff we watched earlier. Bitcoin forms super predictive golden cross as price hits 7.5k. And then Bitcoin's price has more pain to come before the next mega wave up, says Silk Road founder, which is again pretty contrarian to what we've seen just now. Here, the general idea is we'll get a correction first before we get a bigger lift off. And again, it's just another 2 cents of the, or two slices of the big pie. You can never really get a full 100% confirmed opinion, because people are just all over the place all the time. Specifically right now, today is really insane. Bitcoin halving not priced in yet. Here's what pundits say could happen after the event. And after the event, I think it's just going to be a completely different time. We don't know what the event is going to be doing. We don't know what the miner is going to be doing exactly, as we've never been in such a scenario when there's with halving in this type of, I guess, situation. Because all the halvings before this, I don't think really count as reference anymore, because crypto is so much more mainstream right now than a couple years ago when the last halving was. And also the amount of news that's going out, and the amount of awareness that's going out, and the amount of people who mine in big corporations, and the amount of people who mine at home and everything, it has changed so drastically. I mean, there's also Bitcoin SV and Bitcoin Cash right now, which others are mining as well, which are still, sort of Bitcoin. There's so much more going on right now, to which I think people are going to be reacting so differently. And that's why I'm thinking that we really can't predict anything. But Rosenblum appears to be bullish about the events that may happen after the halving. To quote, "I think there's more upside probability in the next few months than downside," which is again an opinion, but there's not too much strength behind that, as really we don't know. Guys, make sure you follow me on Twitter at TheDustyBC. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the daily crypto news. And also make sure you comment down below how you like this style. Alright, this style was a lot of different topics in a little bit of a longer video. I'm trying to talk a little bit slower so you can all understand it really well. And nothing extravagant, no crazy shouting, no crazy nothing, just news and then move on. I'm also making a news website for all you that care to know, where I'll just be making articles instead of writing the videos, or I guess doing the videos, and then maybe also making a video after I've written the article so you guys can choose what to do. But my kind of plan is to just put up less BS and less like fog on there, and just get the most important stuff and post it there, so you guys could just quickly watch and then move on with your day, and no like miscellaneous stupid articles that I have to sit through sometimes when I'm checking all these websites in the morning. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. I'm working on the website right now. I've not really built a website in a very, very long time, so it's a chore. It's pretty difficult, but I'll figure out what to do. And I hope you all are having a very, very good day. Please leave me some feedback in the comment section. I'll see you guys again in another one. Enjoy your day. Have a very, very nice weekend, and take care.